Block coding Aquarium. Open up a new project. If you forgot how to open up a new project, go back to the block coding print name video. First, we need to add our event. Go to the Player tab in the left panel. Find the On Item Used event. Click and drag this into the workspace. Let's change our item from a shovel to a trident. Click the arrow to open up our options. Search for trident. Click trident. This code will run every time we throw a trident. Now it's time to add our actions. We are making an aquarium, so the first thing we need is glass. Go to the Blocks tab in the left panel. Scroll down until you find Fill with Grass Blocks. Click and drag this into the workspace. Click and drag Fill with Grass Blocks into your event. Click the arrow next to the grass blocks to change it to glass. Search for glass. I will be using glass blocks instead of glass pane. This will be sure to hold the water. Now it's time to decide how big our aquarium is. In the from coordinates, type 1, 1, 1. This will start spawning our glass 1 block in front of us, 1 block above us, and 1 block to the side. In the 2 coordinates, type 10, 10, 10. This will end our aquarium 10 blocks in front of us, 10 blocks above us, and 10 blocks to the side of us. We have just coated a solid cube made of glass. We need to empty that out and fill it with water. Go to the Blocks tab in the left panel. Scroll down until you find Fill with Grass Blocks. Click and drag this into the workspace. Click and drag the Fill with Grass Blocks so it is underneath the Fill with Glass. Remember, code reads from top to bottom, so it is important that our glass comes before the water. Click on the arrow next to the grass block to change this to water. You can find water on the first page. Click Water. We want our water to replace the insides of our glass block. In the from coordinates, type 2, 2, 2. This will start the water 2 blocks in front of us, 2 blocks above us, and 2 blocks to the side of us. In the 2 coordinates, type in 9, 10, 9. This will make sure that our water ends 9 blocks in front of us, 10 blocks above us, and 9 blocks to the side of us. This will code a glass shell filled with water to the top, just like a real aquarium. Lastly, we need to add some sand in our aquarium. Go to the Blocks tab in the left panel. Scroll down until you find Fill with Grass Blocks. Click and drag this into the workspace. Click and drag the Fill with Grass Blocks so it is underneath the Fill with Water. Click on the arrow next to the grass blocks. Type sand. Click Sand. We just need the bottom layer of our aquarium to be filled with sand. In the from coordinates, type 2, 2, 2. In the 2 coordinates, type 9, 2, 9. Remember, the middle coordinate deals with vertical height. This will create an even layer of sand. Now it's time to add some coral for our fish to swim through. Go to the Loops tab in the left panel. Click and drag a repeat 4 times into the workspace. Click and drag repeat 4 times underneath the fill with sand. Next, go to the Blocks tab in the left panel. Click and drag Place Grass Block at coordinates 0, 0, 0 into the workspace. Click and drag the Place Grass Blocks at coordinates 0, 0, 0 so it fits inside of the repeat 4 times loop. Click the arrow next to the grass block to change this to coral. I'm going to pick red coral. Right now, our code reads to place coral in the same position 4 times. Let's mix that up. Go to the Positions tab in the left panel. Click and drag Pick Random Positions from 0, 0, 0 to 0, 0, 0 into the workspace. Click and drag the Pick Random Position and place it over the coordinates in your Place Coral action. Make sure that the coordinates highlight yellow before you let go. We want to make sure that our coral is placed 1 block above the sand. In the front coordinates, type 2, 3, 2. In the 2 coordinates, type 9, 3, 9. This will make sure that these are placed randomly throughout the floor. Feel free to duplicate this action by right-clicking on the Place Coral object and changing the coral to different types or seagrass. If you would like to keep the coral consistent but add more, change the number 4 to something higher. I'm going to pick 8. Lastly, it's time to add our fish. Go to the Loops tab in the bottom left corner. Click and drag a repeat 4 times into the workspace. Click and drag the repeat 4 times so that it is underneath our repeating coral code. Now it's time to add some fish. Go to the Mobs tab in the left panel. Click and drag a Spawn Animal action into the workspace. Click and drag the Spawn Animal action inside of the repeat 4 times loop. Click the arrow in the Animal dropdown to change this chicken egg to fish. I'm going to use tropical fish. Let's make sure that our fish spawn at different places. Go to the Positions tab in the left panel. Click and drag a Pick Random Positions into the workspace. Click and drag the Pick Random Position so that it highlights the coordinates in the Spawn Animal. In the Pick Random Position coordinates, type 2, 3, 2. In the 2 coordinates, type 9, 9, 9. Feel free to add different types of fish by right-clicking on the Spawn Animal and duplicating the action. I am going to keep my aquarium just tropical fish. So I am going to increase the number that this repeats. I'm going to spawn 20 fish. When you are ready to run your code, click the arrow in the bottom right corner. Now it's time to test our code. First, we need to get a trident in our inventory. Hit E on your keyboard to bring up your inventory. Search for trident in the search bar. Click and drag trident into your inventory. Hit escape on your keyboard. Make sure that the trident is in your hand and right-click on the trident. To let everything spawn, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything in your aquarium should have spawned. If you move too early, you might see your aquarium spawn incorrectly. Let's take a look on what we created.